never give in. Never, never, never.
Okay, today we've returned to Bainton. We came here last week but couldn't find anything at all. Very cold November morning, and the woodland is approximately 1.5 miles in length, so give you some idea that just the two of us tracking through all this undergrowth. But we found it, and we're pleased to report it for you today. This is a public bridleway, looking over fields, and the OB has just been built just inside the tree line. And what I'll do is I'll take you through the escape tunnel, which has long since decayed and fell in, and that'll lead us down to the OB. You'll have to excuse the camera shake. Underfoot was very unstable, and we're using trees to keep our balance. So this is where the escape tunnel would have started, and it would have gone all the way down to the OB. You can see the dark area there. So walking down, and then we're faced with something that I was quite happy to find, which is a water tank. Still here, still solid as a rock, but out of its natural setting. But a lovely find, lovely to see. And you'll see that there is a spout pipe coming off the side of it. I think that's fed the pipe into the wall, and maybe that's where it was filled. It's like a round hatch that was bolted to the side of the top of the tank. And this is the east wall, vent pipes coming up the wall, and this would have been the wall where the escape tunnel would have came in from. We're glad to see this, because it gives you some idea of how these things were built, with the vent pipes coming up. And those vent pipes would have gone all the way down to the floor level. The actual chambers completely fell in, completely rotten, and we estimated probably 4 foot, maybe more, infill. So the bottom of the OB quite some way down. All ironwork completely corroded, very, very soft to touch, just crumbled in your fingers. Up to the east wall there. You can just see through the gap there. That would have been the entrance to the entry shaft. Once again, a strange build. Looks like it was probably made of wood, and the sun's all gone. You'll notice just there in the shot there's a lintel, and there's a pipe there, the pipe from to the water tank, and just below that there's a lintel, and that would have been the entrance to the escape shaft. Vent pipes again, and a water tank. The interesting thing about this OB was that it was only a foot. We worked out about a foot below ground. I mean, that looks pretty high there up the escape shaft, the escape tunnel, but an actual foot of soil probably on top of this OB. And then looking at the east wall, the vent pipes for the east wall set at a higher level, right in the top, to draw in fresh air, I would have thought. Still painted white after all these years. There's the two vent pipes there, right in the top of the wall. And a side door, which is unusual in East Yorkshire. A side door or an entry or exit point to the entry shaft, which is not brick lined, which is quite strange in East Yorkshire. They're usually brick lined shafts, but this one probably wooden, all gone now completely. It's just a hole in the ground basically. Just a small section of the roof still in situ. If you were to walk on that, you'd go straight through it, I would have thought. looking across there to the west wall. Pieces of the roof outside of the OB. A colleague there taking pictures. And you can see how shallow that is. Right next to the tree line. And if we look across the woodland area, sparsely planted trees, enabling thick undergrowth. Sometimes you can't even walk through it. So that's the Bainton OB. Pleasure to visit. So further up, we found what we thought was the OB at first, and we came across this large depression. Well, not large, but big depression, like a bomb crater into the woodland, and surrounded by foliage covered, moss covered bricks. All the bricks were the same as the OB, and all had render attached to them. Now, the other researchers have said that this is an explosive store, but other researchers have said this is also a Stanton type shelter, which is concrete sections bolted together. Now, there's no sign of any concrete sections whatsoever, but an abundance of rubble. Now, I have to ask myself what a brick building in the ground in a woodland is doing if it's not connected to the auxiliary units. So I'm surmising that this is the explosive store, and that any concrete sections are underneath the undergrowth or have been hauled away.